All right, here we go again. Another simple, delicious recipe on today's menu. Making a rice dish, bold on flavor, easy on the technique, simple, delicious. Can you say it? Jollof rice. Yes. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Marwin, Fidelity. Today I'm making my version of a Nigerian jollof rice. One of my favorite dishes. Got lots of flavor, really robust, bold flavor, and a really delicate texture. So for this recipe, we'll spend a lot of time trying to maximize flavor and making sure we get that texture just right. So stick with me, we get into it. Let's start the cooking. Here we go. The key to the dish is the jollof-based sauce. That requires some time and thought, that because you really want to get this right because this is what flavors the dish. So I got some onions, yellow onions, red bell peppers, and garlic that I'm going to saute along with some Scotch bonnet peppers. If you don't have Scotch bonnet, you can use habanero. I got some ginger, as well as my seasonings, which is curry powder, salt, pepper, thyme, paprika. And then the tomato paste is like the backbone of the dish, and so you really want to give it some time to give it nice, cook, saute in your pan to get all of that kind of raw tomato flavor out, and let it caramelize a little bit, along with all of those vegetables. That's really going to be your flavor base, right? So I got some fire roasted tomatoes and some water that I'm going to mix up to go along with the cooked vegetables that I started with. And that's really like the foundation. That's the makings of that jollof sauce. I'm gonna give it a nice taste. It's got a little kick to it, got a lot of nice aroma, but very flavorful. So I'm gonna fry it right off the beginning in some oil. I mean, really saute, just kind of cooking the rawness out. And then I'm going to start making my rice portion of the dish by sauteing red onions along with some spice, more of the seasonings, and those rice. I'm using basmati rice that I'm going to give a nice toast to, but I also want to kind of coat it in all the flavor. You want to season heavy. Again, the rice is going to absorb all of the flavor, and so the more and better seasoning it is, the better rice you're going to get. You don't want to add too much water, so that's a really kind of trick to making good jollof rice. You want to add just enough that it wets all the rice, but not overly saturates it. So you want the rice just to be a little bit above the rice, and then you mix it in very well. Add some bay leaves to it, and then we're gonna bake in a preheated oven about 350 degrees for 20 minutes with a tight lid. That's really a key point as well. After it's done, you wanna let it sit covered for about 15 minutes undisturbed, right? So don't be tempted to take a look and peek. Just let it sit in that steam, and then you get the texture you want. So after about 15 minutes of just kind of sitting uncooked, then you can take your fork and start to fluff it gently till you get the consistency and the texture that you want. As you can see with that rice and the texture, my grains are not like kind of mushy, stacked together. They're really kind of like simple individual grains. And so the flavor is like present throughout. I can smell it right now in my kitchen. And you can probably see with all the different flavor ingredients, it kind of gives you a sense visually of the flavor that we're working with. And that's really the dish. I mean, there's nothing, more to it than that. I'm gonna show you just how well, from a texture standpoint, the rice is very tender, but again, not sticking together. I don't like mine like really sticky, kind of mushy like oatmeal. So I want the grain to have the individualized texture. I'm eating mine with just some fried eggs, but hey, do whatever how you want with some plantains or other ingredients, but really digging this dish. I think the dish turned out just right. As you can see from the steps, it's not really hard, but you do have to pay attention to the technique. The flavors is pretty complex from the ingredients. Like we got that tomato base that really drives the flavor in the rice. But then when you factor in the garlic, the ginger, the Scotch bonnet pepper, the paprika, the curry, like all of those different flavors come together and season that rice. Every single individual grain is seasoned with all of that flavor. And so you get this perfectly cooked rice that'll just make your party or just your regular family night dinner really sing. If you like the dish, give me a thumbs up. Most importantly, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button, and you'll get new updates each week when I post new content. Thanks for vibing with me. See you next week. Peace out.